Are you 0-3 in fantasy football with half of your team injured and just want a brand new squad? Maybe Daily Fantasy Sports is for you. Come prop up on Thrive Fantasy this NFL season.
Thrive Fantasy is a daily fantasy sports app for player props. With Thrive, you can eliminate the countless hours of research and focus on only the top-tier athletes that have the biggest impact on the game.
Each prop is assigned a fantasy value for both the over and the under based on how likely it is to hit. Hit the props and rack up the most points to win a share of the prize pool.
Thrive is awarded over $15 million in total.
Use our promo code TEMPO, that's TEMPO, when you sign up today, and you will receive a 100% instant first deposit match up to $100.
Download Thrive Fantasy on the App Store or Play Store, or by visiting their website, thrivefantasy.com. Sign up and prop up today.
Now let's get into today's podcast. Welcome back, everyone, to the High Tempo Sports Podcast, episode 159. Today, we are back, and it is a special episode because the NBA season has officially started. One of the best times of the year right now.
Started last night. We got to watch the opening game. 76ers, Boston. Was a pretty good game.
Yeah.
I mean, all things considered.
I thought it was a pretty good game.
Super close, but it was fun to watch NBA basketball again.
Yeah.
I will say I was not prepared to watch all the players get hurt after tic-tac fouls.
I know,
so often. It was so bad last night.
And obviously you have Joel Embiid and Marcus Smart, who are
the
two
worst.
of the biggest floppy fake injury type guys. But it's nice to see that no one was seriously hurt, I guess, after this game. But yeah, a lot of drama going on there. And obviously the Lakers-Warriors played. It was a blowout, I would say, for most of the game. I would just consider that one a blowout. But kind of what we expected. The Lakers team sucks. It's LeBron and AD, and then a bunch of bad players, and then the Warriors team is really good. So,
Yep.
But yeah, we're here to talk about NBA, obviously tipping off today or last night for the rest of this week, and then weekly picks, obviously. Pistons play at 7:30, so we're gonna get this done before 7:30. So today might be a little bit shorter of a podcast just because we want to finish this soon. But also, you just heard our Thrive promo. Now that the NBA has started, they have NBA contests as well. So just for tonight as an example, I'm pretty sure they do these every day of the week for the games. There's a $2, $5, and $20 entry contest. So there's 3 separate ones you can do. You can win up to $500 for the $2, $1,000 for the $5, and $50,000 for the $20 entry. Just like the NFL, you pick 10 players, a prop that you prefer, whether it's over or under for points or whatever it is. There's a lot of fun ones, and you have a chance at winning big. So go check that out. There's a lot of opportunities to win big money with the NBA being back on Thrive, and obviously use our promo code. So what do we do? We want to keep talking about the NBA, I guess, for a minute. We can talk about the games a little bit. There really isn't much to talk about. We can talk about the Pistons, I guess, coming into tonight. What we expect, I guess.
Season expectations,
yeah,
maybe.
So Isaiah Livers is out tonight. Alec Burks is out tonight. And there's one more guy who's not playing tonight.
Bagley.
Oh, Bagley. Yeah, it's Bagley. So it does kind of suck that Livers is out because I'd assume he would have gotten some minutes because he played well in preseason. Me and Barry Hill were talking about this, though. I don't know what the starting lineup's going to be for tonight yet. It's probably gotten announced by now, but I'm not really sure what the starting lineup's going to look like because they experimented with different lineups in preseason. So
yeah, I wonder if we have a fully healthy team, if we even have a set starting lineup, or if there's 7 dudes who, depending on the matchup, if we play the Cavs versus the Raptors, it's got to be a totally different 5 guys out there, it feels like. So I'm curious too, especially with Alec Burks. I kind of expected him to maybe start.
I don't think he'd start over Ivy, though. I don't think they would.
Probably not. I'm just trying to. So, who do you think the starters are going to be? Cade at the 1.
I mean, who do I think it's going to be, or who I think it should be?
Who do you think it's going to be?
Cade, Ivy, Sadiq, Bogdanovich, and Beef Stew, probably. That will most likely be the starting 5, I would assume.
And so, what would you hope for?
Well,
what's the difference?
It was, I guess, now with Bagley being injured, I don't really. It's probably that. But with Bagley healthy, I honestly would, especially in a game like against Orlando, I honestly would probably like to run Bagley and Beef Stew together and bring Bogdanovich off the bench. Obviously, it's difficult to bring him off the bench because he's one of our better players at the moment, and he's a veteran. But I just feel like he could be a nice 6-man. He would still play a lot of minutes, obviously 30-plus minutes.
I think it'd work against.
I think that's. I would like. I just want to have Beef Stew play the 4. I think it's time that we stop playing him at center, not even just experiment with putting him at the 4. I think he just has to play the 4 at this point.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think he is. I mean, you look at our roster, and he isn't a 5 on our roster. He can't be. There's not enough minutes if he wants to play the 5. Moving him over to the 4, I think, just makes a lot of sense, especially with the addition of Jalen Duren.
Yeah, I think so,
and
too.
This is a great team to see against. He gets to match up against Paulo all game if he were to play the 4. And obviously, they're going to start 2 bigs.
Yeah, exactly.
Magic
so that's kind of why I thought that way. Obviously, Nerlens Noel is healthy tonight, so maybe they come out and start Nerlens Noel.
That'd be kind of hype.
I doubt they would over Beef Stew. Like, it'd be kind of out of nowhere.
Oh, that'd be whack.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, but I would assume the starting lineup is going to be what we all expect it to be. But I'm super excited for this game, man. I just love watching the Pistons so much. Whether they win or lose, I enjoy watching them. And I just hope that we look better this year. I hope we are a better 3-point shooting team. Defensively, we weren't even that bad last year. Like, we were a pretty good defensive team. We just need to be a better rebounding team. But we added Nerlens Noel and Jalen Duren. So, who are you most excited to watch tonight out of any player?
The obvious answer is Cade. I'm not going to go with Cade just because.
I mean, if you're most excited for Cade,
I am,
okay.
but I'm going to choose a different answer.
Yeah.
Second, I'm honestly excited to watch what Sadiq Bey did in those mountains this summer. I want to see what prime athlete Sadiq Bey looks like. I think this is going to be such a monster year.
Yeah, I hope so.
People have been saying, I've been seeing this on TikTok about like the most random 50-point games ever. And people are always like, well, it's Sadiq Bey. He's obviously the most random. I think this will be the year.
There's crazy random ones.
I think after this year, we'll be like, oh, yeah, that's not that crazy that he scored 50. Like, Mo Williams scored 50.
Yeah, Corey Brewer scored 50.
And you think Sadiq Bey is more random? Have you watched?
Hey, Mo Williams was an all-star before.
He was.
Corey Brewer, though, is definitely way more random. Like, even T. Ross is pretty random. Like,
yeah, and it's just like, Sadiq Bey, you haven't watched if you think it's crazy for him to score 50.
And he's still young. Like, he can still be, like, if he becomes an all-star, it's not a random 50. He's going to have multiple 50 pieces.
And that's what I think. I think this year he will prove that that's not something random that's odd for it to happen. I think he's one of the most elite scorers at his position in the league. I think he can take that jump this year.
I hope so because, Sadiq last year, he definitely took a dip in his efficiency, but he also took on a much larger role. What's up? We're back. It died on us, but we got it plugged in. So.
Yeah, we back.
We're good. We're back.
We back.
Where did we leave off? We were talking about the Pistons, but what about the Pistons?
Something about players you're most excited for. I said it was Sadiq.
You said yours was Sadiq. I'm really excited to see Sadiq because I don't remember if this caught in the last one, but I'm just going to repeat what I said. But yeah, he took a dip in his efficiency last year, like definitely shot much worse than he did his rookie year, but he took on a much larger role. So
yeah.
Like, he obviously was going to take more shots, and he took a lot of tougher shots. So I hope that having Ivy will create more open shots for him, and having Bogdanovich will create more open shots for him. I think it'll take pressure off where he can return to that, maybe hovering around 40, maybe high 30% from 3 this year.
Yeah, with the added weapons, I could definitely see Cade and Sadiq's efficiency numbers both skyrocketing.
So. Yeah, Cade as well.
Because Cade's efficiency numbers are, they weren't very good. They were terrible, actually, last year. But he's also the most double-teamed player in the league. So to each their own.
Exactly.
What do you expect?
So I'm just reading through James Edwards' tweets to see if there was the starting lineup announced. It hasn't been announced yet, but it sounds like Nerlens Noel probably won't play tonight because he didn't play at all in preseason. He was injured, but he wasn't on the injury report, so I figured he was healthy. But they said it'll be a 9-1-1 situation to use him tonight. That's what Dwayne Casey says.
Like, in case of emergency. Yes. That's hilarious.
So,
that's a good way to describe it.
He has a bunch of tweets right now, but he's kind of just replying to like fans. So there's really nothing important right now. So the player I'm looking most forward to, it was going to be Isaiah Livers actually, but he's injured, so it's not him. This answer is like kind of a weird one, but it's Killian Hayes. I am so excited to see how Killian Hayes runs with the second unit. I assume that Corey Joseph isn't going to be a part of that second unit, but like with Alec Burks out, he probably will be. But yeah, I'm excited to see Killian Hayes. He looked a lot more aggressive in the preseason, and I think he's going to look to score the ball more. Defensively, we know how good he is. This is his make or break season this year. So I'm most excited to watch him tonight and maybe throughout the season, obviously.
So let's say Killian takes like I don't expect him to take a massive leap in production or anything.
Right.
But let's say he takes like this small jump. He clearly is better. He's clearly getting more comfortable. Where do we go with Killian from there?
I think he just becomes your like
perennial backup.
Your perennial backup guard. Like, he becomes your Corey Joseph, how he was with the Spurs for so long, or with the Raptors. Like, he's a great he's a big guard. I would say he is our best perimeter defender at the moment. Last year he was. And he's our best playmaker. I mean, like, it's not like he sucks. He just, isn't the 7th overall pick. And I think Pistons fans and NBA fans need to realize, like, you can call him a bust if you want. Like, I don't really care if you do, because it's not going to affect how I feel about him. Like, I know how good he is in his certain aspects. Now, if he can get to that point where he's averaging, like, maybe double-digit points somewhat efficiently, then I think he's a good NBA player going forward. Not that, like, now I'm not saying we have to hang on to him. Like, if you trade him, you trade him, like, it's, maybe some teams see something in him that we don't still. And obviously it depends on draft picks and everything, but I don't think you trade him this year. I think you give him this last year, and if he does good, I mean, he still has, not like he's a free agent or anything. Like, he still has a year or two left on his deal. So I think Killian is the most, not underrated, but just like, he just been written off already. And it's just like, no, I think he still has room to grow 100%.
Yeah. I'm a firm believer he is a quality NBA player.
I think so, too.
I think majority of teams would love to have a backup point guard who is the best defender on the floor and the best playmaker on the floor. Sounds like the ideal backup point guard to me.
Literally does.
And I get you don't go into the draft, man, we got 7 pick, hope we draft our backup point guard for the next 10 years. So that's the issue. But we have Jaden Ivey now. We have Cade Cunningham. If Killian works out a little bit better, who knows if we take Jaden Ivey this year? It might end up being somebody else.
Right.
So I think it has all worked out up until this point.
I mean, we've drafted a guard with our first-round pick the last 3 years.
Yeah, and both of them look like they're going to be nice.
Exactly. Like, Killian is the one that is the odd man out, but, like, people just think he's bad because he doesn't average 15 points a game, or he shoots 30% from 3, if that. So, like, I'm excited to see that. Let's just talk about things we're excited for, I guess, because like, it doesn't, like, I don't just want to limit it to one player. One thing I'm excited for is how much threes is Beef Stew going to shoot tonight. That's what I'm excited for. And how many is he going to make, I guess. Because I don't want to say this obviously, like, doesn't, like, define how he's going to be all year. But it sets the tone a little bit, you know, like, hey, you better guard me. I'm shooting these this year. Because he did a lot at the end of the year last year, and in preseason he shot a lot.
Yeah, I definitely want to see him shoot a bunch and make a bunch. Something I'm excited for in the grand scheme of things is just to watch the rookies play. Even on the other side of the ball, the young guys in general. I want to see Franz second year.
Yeah, this is a perfect first game matchup.
Paulo, first overall pick.
Yeah,
I'm so excited to watch him.
This game should be on ESPN, dude.
Yeah,
like,
I really don't get it. Number 1 pick versus number 4 pick. This game should be interesting. Yeah, I'm really excited. That's my favorite part about start of every NBA season is watching the young guys. I love figuring out or trying to figure out who's legit and who isn't.
And the first game, it's gonna be rusty. It always is. I remember game 1 last year against the Chicago Bulls.
It's bad.
Was the ugliest game of all time. It's probably gonna be the same way because we're playing an even younger team in the Orlando Magic.
Did we have Cade? Wasn't he hurt?
He was hurt. Yeah, Cade didn't even play.
So that was terrible.
Yeah, exactly. And like, what was I gonna say? There was something else about Killian I wanted to say, but I'm not gonna remember it. I think this is what we should talk about. Dwayne Casey runs a 10-man lineup. You know, when we have 10 healthy guys, it's a 10-man lineup. And it's usually starters come in and then like 2 or 3 of the starters go out with like Cade and Sadiq still in. They say 2 more minutes in and then full bench unit. It's kind of just 5 and 5 for the most part. What's that bench 5 going to be? Because like I said, Corey Joseph, I don't want him to be a part of it. But with Alec Burks being out, Hamidou Diallo did not play at all in preseason with an injury. But he's not listed on the injury report, so I don't know if he's hurt. Like Rodney Magruder obviously is there.
We have so many guys,
especially that Casey likes to play as well.
Dwayne Casey loves his veterans, which is like something we've had to get over the past few years of. The young guys might not play, but he was right. I mean, Sekou didn't work out anywhere. We always thought Sekou needed more minutes. He didn't.
But he definitely has gone to the youth.
Oh, yeah. He's changed. Yeah, totally.
He's changed 100%. Like, my view on Dwayne Casey from when we first started the rebuild till now is like...
It used to be fire as
exactly. He bought into the rebuild. Like, he's all for it now, and obviously I want him to be the coach going forward, too.
I want him to be the coach for a long... Like, I wouldn't mind if he was for, like, next 6 years.
I know. What if he was, like, the next 40 years?
Like, that'd be awesome.
He's already, like, 60, but...
We've never had a coach like that who's just stuck around and been the...
Literally in my all sports teams. Like... I've had Tom Izzo. That's about it. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Jim Leland was around for a minute, but like
Leland's the only one I can think of.
exactly.
Like Brad Osmus was gone immediately.
Exactly.
It felt like.
But anyways, the bench 5 for the Pistons tonight. I'm thinking it's going to be, realistically, it's probably going to be Corey Joe, Killian together with, but they're running livers. You know who I think might low-key get some minutes tonight?
Who?
Kevin Knox, I think, might get some minutes tonight.
That'd be hype.
Because the last preseason game, he played pretty big minutes because a lot of guys didn't play, and he went off. He hit like 4 or 5 threes, and efficiently, too. So Kevin Knox, is he that bench 3? Would they play him over Magruder?
Probably.
It's a small lineup if you run Corey Joe, Killian, and Magruder. So I would like to have Knox there.
4.
I assume that Jalen Duren is going to be.
He has to be part of the second
Who's
unit.
going to be the 4?
I don't know. That's the issue because, I mean, if
Maybe
Noel's
you run
hurt,
Knox at the 4?
if Bagley is hurt, maybe we just run small. And it's not like we're trying to win.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not trying to win these
we're
games.
Just experiment.
Yeah, probably Magruder and Knox.
If Hami's healthy, I would like to play Hami at the 3 with Knox at the 4. But I just don't know if he's healthy. Like, I honestly don't know. So.
It would just be awesome if it was like Killian Hayes, Hami, Magruder,
yeah, I'd be
Knox,
cool with that.
and Duren.
Yeah,
Let's
I'd
just take Corey Joe out.
rather have Magruder out there than Corey Joe.
Yeah, easily.
Because Magruder could at least knock down the 3.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we need on the team.
My thing more with the Pistons bench 5 is I don't know what it looks like when we do have a healthy 15.
Yeah, exactly.
Who the hell are the 5 guys who come off the bench?
Like, is Nerlens Noel like just not going to get a lot of minutes this year? Like, legit.
He very well could.
Like, if the big man rotation stays healthy, like once Bagley comes back, like we shouldn't play Noel over any of them guys.
Unless we run a 2 big man lineup in both
like
groups.
Going both ways.
Yeah, which would just be kind of wild.
But we have Bogdan. But where's Bogdanovich?
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that would.
Unless you play him at the 3 off the bench.
You probably do play him at some 3. That's probably where Noel gets
with
his
the amount
minutes.
of big men we have.
Yeah, that's where Noel kind of sneaks in. But I definitely don't want him playing over Bagley or anybody else.
Could we see some Buddy Boeheim minutes tonight?
Oh,
like, is that?
Is he on the roster?
He's a 2-way contract.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, him and Braxton Key. I think Braxton Key got the other 2-way.
Why do I know that name? Was he on the team last year?
Last year,
Okay,
yeah. He was.
yeah.
I actually like Braxton Key a lot. He was really good in G League, and he's a pretty good defensive.
Who's
player,
the dude I like really messed with? Always came in and shot the
Jamarco Pickett.
Yeah, that dude's a buck.
He might still be on the G League team, but he's not on a 2-way.
Let's pull his ass up. Let's get him on the roster.
He really didn't do much when he played, but
He did
I saw
in
the
the-
Jazz already waived Saban Lee, so
Damn.
that's
well, he
pretty
can just
tough.
come right back.
We don't need him back
To the G League.
Okay, but only G League.
Yeah,
Like,
we need an MVP. we need somebody to lead the
runner-up,
squad.
yeah. He was good for a G League. Any other Piston stuff we got to talk about? Or
No.
all right, so yeah, Pistons, watch them. College football, not much to talk about. Michigan State. Actually, I guess we can talk about the last week. Yeah. Because both of our teams are on bye this upcoming week, so I guess next week we won't have a lot to talk about. But Michigan State finally gets a dub against Wisconsin, homecoming weekend. They shouldn't have won. Like, they really should have lost, honestly, the way they closed out the game. But in overtime, the offense stepped up. Jaden Reed with the 30-yard bomb to Keon Coleman, who mossed the dude. And then Jaden Reed goes up for the 50-50 ball, which it ain't 50-50 with Jay. It's 100-0. I mean, it's crazy. The dude is like 5'9" and just is the king of go up and get it balls. It's really weird.
He's only 5'9".
He's maybe 5'10".
He's short.
He's small, yeah.
Man, that's weird.
But he just is they'll throw it up to him all the time and he always catches it. It's really weird.
You could be like a Michigan State hype man for the team. Like, the way you just hyped up Jaden Reed's 50-50 ball
that's how
ability.
good he is. And he just has been underrated this year because obviously he hasn't got the ball that much and State sucks. So, but we got the dub, which is humongous because I was concerned that this team would not get another win the rest of the year. Like, not even saying that as a joke, like legitimately. So big win for them. And then Michigan took on number 10 Penn State and dogged on them. I mean, it was a blowout.
The rest of the Big Ten had to be watching scared because it was like last year's football team. We manhandled Penn State. It was that you weren't big enough to contain us and you weren't fast enough. And at that point, if you're not bigger than the other team or faster, it gets really tough to win football games when they're well coached. And Michigan's offense looks so good.
It's crazy.
Their run game is so good. And Blake Corum is so good. This Michigan team is just
so good.
Manhandling people up front. Pancaking people everywhere. Our run schemes are just amazing. JJ isn't even having to throw. at this point, JJ has become a handoff quarterback, a small high school
Maybe Cade
style.
was the move, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, if he's better at handing the football off.
Yeah.
JJ in the post game went on to say, if we're averaging 7.6 yards a carry, I'm pretty comfortable just sitting back and watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would be.
You are.
You don't have to get hit.
Exactly. And when we need you to throw, he can step up and hopefully make these huge plays when he's expected to.
Right.
But I love going back to the run game, especially with this young QB who's already got a ton of pressure on him to be great. It really lets him just kind of settle in.
Yeah.
Get the confidence that the rest of the team has. It's just really nice to see our line be so dominant this start of the year. And I think we really have shown that we have the ability to beat Ohio State again.
I think so.
And really, really play with them again. So I'm so excited for the next couple weeks, obviously. After coming off the bye, the biggest game of the year for Michigan and Michigan State fans in mid-Michigan.
Yeah.
It's going to be super awesome. Going to be super hype. Who knows what that game is going to look like. I don't like talking about it because you just can't predict it.
Exactly.
You cannot predict it.
And we have a week until then. So, like, next week we'll do a full, like, in-depth,
shit
like,
talk.
Michigan versus Michigan State preview.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, Penn State had the 5th-ranked run defense coming into that game, and just, like, Michigan made it look like they were the worst run defense in the country. And this game should have been a 50-0 blowout from the get-go. Like, Penn State kind of hung around in the first half off of, like, 2 plays pretty much. And it was like, holy crap, was Penn State going to upset? And the Michigan came out in the second half, and, like, they took care of business for
Didn't
sure.
Penn State have, like, 3 first downs in the first half?
Yeah, like,
with
they
2
played
scores?
terrible. Like, they played really bad in the first half. And
2 scores is crazy.
Yeah, I know.
After their half, like, I remember I was watching, and all of a sudden I'm reading all the stats, and it's like, hold on. It is a tie game right now. Or it's 21 to 14.
Obviously, was like the humongous play, and then, like, the 50-yard play. So, yeah, it's going to be a big week. Around the Big Ten, obviously Michigan and Michigan State are both out of it. Big upsets in other college football. Tennessee obviously upsetting Alabama was the big one of the week. Tennessee jumps up to number 3, replacing Alabama.
Game was awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy. Obviously, the celebration after was really cool too. Every time Bama loses, it's just like a nationwide like celebration.
Yeah,
like,
everybody
everyone
loves it.
Like it's I don't know. It's really weird how that works, but
it's got to be awesome to play for Bama. No, everybody hates you that
exactly.
much. It's got to be a good
especially
feeling.
if you like don't lose too.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, and like Utah beat USC. That was another big upset. I actually haven't looked at the college football slate for this week strictly because like basketball has started and that's my focus. College basketball is right around the corner as well, which I'm super excited for. Is there anything else we got to talk about college football wise? I don't think so. Like I'm obviously Michigan State, but we'll talk about that next.
You see the fine Tennessee caught? $100,000 fine
for the goalpost.
Yeah,
I wonder like who fined him.
I don't know. It's maybe the SEC. It's for like letting the fans come on the field the way they did. It was that alone apparently was like enough for the fine. But then obviously the goalpost on top of it. It's just crazy that they are okay with that. Like it just happened and nobody stopped it.
We're gonna do that when CMU beats Western.
Oh yeah. And then we're gonna.
There's only going to be like 10 of us instead of like 500 like Tennessee had.
Yeah, then we walk out to the parking lot, flip all of our cars upside down and light them on fire.
Yeah, we're just going to combine every school's like crazy celebrations into one at Central. It's going to be on a Wednesday night in November. All right, I think that's it. Let's talk about weekly picks, NFL.
The important shit.
Last week was a big week.
You're up what, 4-3?
I was up 3-2 coming into this. Just think about the weeks we got going on here. I was up 3-2 coming into this past week, and we had our first week of buys. So it's like it was out of 17 total points. Me, tough week, 8 out of 17. It's just not a very good week.
You're trash.
However,
no,
Easton also got 8 out of 17, the first tie of the season. If you are unfamiliar on how ties work on weekly picks, you're about to find out how they work. First tiebreaker we use is obviously the prime time games. We didn't have a London game this week, so there was 3. Thursday night football, Sunday night football, Monday night football. Thursday night, Washington versus Chicago. I took Washington. You took Chicago. Why would you take the Bears? So I have the 1 point advantage. Sunday night football, Dallas, Philly. I took the boys. You took the Eagles. Tied up. Came down to Monday.
Go Birds.
Came down to Monday night football. Denver versus the Chargers. Why would either of us take the Broncos?
hell
We
no.
both took the Chargers, so it's a two-way double down tie. So the second tiebreaker moves to the random game that we picked for the week, and it just so happened to be like the biggest game of the year.
The fun one.
Bills Chiefs. You took the Bills
Let's
and I
go.
took the Chiefs. So this might be the first tiebreaker you've ever won.
I don't think I've
'Cause
ever
I
won
always
one.
seem to win the tiebreakers.
I don't literally think I've never won a tiebreaker. I'm pretty
Exactly.
proud right now, in honesty.
So we've gone back and forth. It's now 3-3 tied up. It's been a pretty entertaining
Yeah,
season
just
3
so
of weekly
crazy.
picks so far. So yeah, I think we can just hop right into it. We'll talk about the teams as we go. We are doing an NFL MVP race after this, so let's get into weekly picks. High tempo weekly picks.
High tempo weekly picks. All NFL games of the week. What teams are gonna cover the spread?
Season 3. Swift come out. Season back. Go Lions.
Screw an ankle. High tempo weekly picks.
That was the high tempo weekly picks jingle. Let's get into it. We have 4 teams on bye this week, and they are 4 like major teams,
It's like the
especially for
important
fantasy
ones.
wise. Like fantasy football sucks this week.
Yeah, it does. I'm starting
have-
Brian Robinson and David Montgomery.
Ooh, that's
at
a
RB.
squad right there.
No.
I'm starting Brian Robinson because I traded for Derrick Henry last week, and he was on bye. Nice, didn't get to use him, got blown out. And then this week I have Dalvin Cook on bye, so I don't get to use my crazy duo of running backs until like 3 weeks in the future.
But like that's still crazy. Except nobody in my league even wants Dalvin, so
Yeah.
take that with what you
Yeah,
want.
and I traded Fournette and Ramondre to get Derrick Henry, and they both just went off. So
Yeah, and
Nice.
Yeah, there's crazy fantasy actually sucks this
yeah,
year.
well,
It's pretty
it
terrible.
sucks for you, right?
Yeah, yeah, I would say it sucks for me. It's pretty terrible.
All right, let's get into it. But yeah, the 4 teams on bye are the Bills, Rams, Vikings, and Eagles. So just like 4 really good teams, all with really good fantasy players. Hopefully you're playing like the guy with Jets or Cooper Kupp
Diggs.
this week, or Diggs. It literally
That's the
like
one
the
I'm
3
playing.
top dogs.
Yeah.
I'm playing Jalen Hurts in one of my leagues, so that's nice
that's
to have
hype.
him on bye. All right, Thursday Night Football. We have the 2-4 New Orleans Saints taking on the 2-4 Arizona Cardinals.
This game I went with the Cardinals, even though they suck. But D Hop's first week back, I did take New Orleans to cover the spread though at +2.5.
It's a good one to take. So that might be the first Thursday night spread that either of us have taken to early. That's an important game then. For
Yeah,
you.
it is.
I'm
gonna be
taking.
tuned in.
I'm taking the Saints on this one. So I guess technically, like if the Saints win, like we tie.
Yeah,
on
we tie from
pretty
that
much.
game,
But
yeah.
it's a waste of a pick though. So I
Oh,
could.
what waste? How funny until Arizona wins and they cover.
That
New
could
Orleans
happen,
covers. It will. That's what I'm predicting right now.
It clearly is what you're predicting. I'm taking the Saints though, mainly because Chris Olave is healthy and I need him to go off in fantasy. So if he goes off, hopefully that means the Saints win.
Shout
They
out
don't even know who's
Olave.
starting at QB yet though. So
Is James's back still broke?
they said it. The report
How does
I
that
saw,
work? How
I don't
can
know.
some injuries, like a bone will break and it's like, no, you're good though. Like it doesn't, you don't really need
It'd be
it.
good to play this week.
And it's
though,
like,
yeah.
his back was broken.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, you're fine. Like, go out there, buddy.
He probably was saying, "I'm good.
Yeah,
Like, don't
yeah.
worry, eat the dub." All right, yeah, give me the Saints. Next we have your 1-4, fresh off the bye.
Yeah.
Detroit Lions taking on the 4-2 Dallas Cowboys.
These Cowboys suck. They're so overrated. They don't even have a good player on their roster compared to what Detroit puts out on the field every week. Okay? If DeAndre Swift is playing, it will be a 50-point blowout.
I
Put
think
it
he's
here.
playing. It sounds like he's playing.
He said he might have to push through.
Yeah.
Well, when you pushed through before, you were fine. And it just means Jamal Williams, 2-touchdown game incoming. Give me the Detroit Lions.
Give me the Lions. Let's talk about what we got to do this week because this is a must-win
shit ton.
game. 1-4 sucks. Like obviously, it's hard to come back from 1-4. You know, it's even harder to come back from 1-5.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're familiar with being 1-5, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry that one. I
Yeah,
had.
that one's a little ruthless. Check me in fantasy hoops this week. It's gone. It's on.
Yeah, I projected to win.
It's going down for real.
Anyways, though, this is a big week. Jamison Williams is not going to be coming back, kind of like how we all expected. But Dan Campbell did confirm today that he is going to play this season, which is huge. Hopefully he comes back soon because I'm excited to see him. But as much as I'm selfish and want him to play, rest him until he's, you're not worried about it.
Yep.
Dak Prescott, it's sounding like he is going to come back this week, but nothing's been confirmed yet.
Awesome.
Maybe the Cowboys are like having a tough time picking who to go with. This is a tough Lions team. Maybe the Lions defense sucks. We'll just keep Cooper Rush in there. Cooper Rush got exposed last week by the Philadelphia Eagles. Showed that he is not that guy, even though I've been on the biggest train of Cooper Rush. They obviously
what happened?
They never lost with him.
Yeah.
So they lose this one. He looked really bad. I gotta take the Lions here. I hope Cooper Rush starts as much as I'd like root for him. But it would be even better if Dak Prescott comes back.
I'm hoping Dak starts.
Low-key, I do kind of think Dak. Yeah, honestly, you're
I would rather play Dak than Cooper Rush.
But, this is a bad defense. The Lions,
it is.
Bad defense, and the Cowboys have an elite defense. Hopefully, the offensive line is healthy.
That's what it is.
Swift, we need Swift to be healthy. We need Amon-Ra to be healthy. The offense has to keep up because their defense is really good and our defense sucks. So.
Yeah, I think the big key is just the offensive line, keeping Jared Goff and giving our running backs a little bit of space to get downhill because this pass rush is ridiculous from these
and it's
Cowboys.
It's not just, obviously, Micah Parsons is the big name, but they
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Marcus Lawrence. There's a bunch of other guys on this team that are going to get in that backfield. So you can't just focus on one guy. The offensive line as a unit has to stop this entire defense. So... But our defense needs to step up, too.
Yeah.
That's a huge part of this.
But Lions show up for games like this. This feels like a type of game where Lions might show up.
In Dallas, off the bye.
It'd be awesome.
Nobody got fired, so they all got something to prove.
I want Jared Goff to come out and just spit on the star and just do something disgusting to it. I want to see something wrong.
And Dallas's offensive line is still banged up. We need to take advantage of that. We need to get in that backfield. The pressure needs to be on. We need Aiden Hutchinson to have a big game. As much as Aiden Hutchinson is getting a lot of hate, it's time, though. I'm calling him out.
He needs to.
You need to have a big game. We need...
Off by.
Exactly. And maybe not just him, but one of the other edge rushers, Charles Harris, Julian Okwara. We need these guys to step up and get in the backfield and get a sack. I mean, we don't get any sacks.
None.
It's ridiculous.
We got no sacks.
All right, let's move on, though.
On the whole team.
We got no sacks. All right, next we have the 3-2-1. What is this, a NASCAR race? Indianapolis Colts taking on the 3-2 Tennessee Titans.
There was a lot going on with that joke. Indianapolis, NASCAR. It's pretty good. Indy 500.
Yeah,
all good. All good jokes.
2. All right.
Blast off. That's what I think when I hear it. Blast off. 3-2-1, blast off. I'm taking the Titans in this game. The Colts, Matt Ryan set a record for most completions ever by a Colts QB. With 42, I want to say, or 40, which is really crazy. Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck,
right?
Never did that.
Well, when you don't have Jonathan Taylor, you just completely abandon the run.
Yeah, he threw the ball 30 times in the first half.
Yeah.
Just ridiculous. Shout out Michael Pittman. But this team is terrible. The Colts suck. But Matt Ryan did look actually coherent last week. So that's good news. But give me the Titans.
Made the ultimate fantasy mistake last week. Kept Jonathan Taylor in the lineup with Deion Jackson on my bench. And it cost me the dub. I took the L with my God squad. So the Colts, I'm mad at them. Play Taylor. I thought he was going to play.
Play Taylor.
Listen, the Colts are 3-2-1, but this might be the worst above 500 team in the NFL. Only ahead of the Vikings. So... I'm taking the Titans here. The Titans are going to stomp them. Give me the Titans minus 2.5 as well. This is way too close of a line. Titans are winning big time.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, he's going to eat against this team. Let's move on.
I was staring at that line, too. I was like, man, dude, the Titans are just good at football.
Right? That's what
they
I'm
win
thinking.
games.
They're a solid team. Next, we have the 5-1. 5-what? New York Giants taking on the 2-4 Jacksonville Jaguars.
This one was pretty easy. Jacksonville had a hot start, and New York Giants are playing really good football. Jacksonville slowed down. New York Giants coming off a huge win. The New York Giants are fun. They are. That's the end of that statement.
Fun.
That's fact.
Brian Daboll's fun.
Yeah, this team is a lot of fun. I'm excited to watch Saquon. I don't think Jacksonville can really beat them just with the way they've been playing, with the fire, the energy that's in New York right now. So I'm taking the Giants.
This is one of them really confusing games that I think I'm going to stay away from this weekend when I make my bets because the Jacksonville Jaguars are favored to win this game.
Makes no sense.
I kind of get it because they're the home team and the Giants are they're 5-1, but every game that they've won has been a tight ass game. I'm going to take the Giants though. I think it's almost they're trying to get you to think that Like it's a double negative. I think they're thinking that, New Giants are the underdog, take the Giants. So then it's going to make you think that you should take Jacksonville, actually. So I'm reversing that again and taking the Giants, Yeah, they're just trying to play mind games, and I'm not letting it happen.
Yeah, you playing mind games with me. You lost me about halfway through there.
Anyways,
they got me
beat.
I'm taking the Giants, me beat. So gotcha. Bet on them.
We have the 2-4 Cleveland Browns taking on the 3-3 Baltimore Ravens.
The team that can't close out a fourth quarter, the Baltimore Ravens. The team that can't win a game that's close, the Baltimore Ravens. The team, running back for a QB.
Okay, that's a little far.
The Baltimore Ravens.
I think the running back for a QB is the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, you're right. Cleveland is terrible. Mind all of that. They still don't have a QB.
Got blown out by Bailey Zappi. How could you let that happen?
I mean, I've seen it once. I've seen it twice with Bailey Zappi. He's a blower outer. He blows people out. Cleveland, like I said, they're just waiting on Deshaun. They need him so bad. His trash ass. So I'm taking Baltimore in this game.
Give me Baltimore, but like you said, I mean, it just feels like they can't lose this game. Like they just have lost so many games that they should have won. They probably should be 5-1, maybe even 6-0 at this point. The choke of that game last week was really, really tough. They got to win this game, division battle.
Yeah, Lamar's like the worst fourth quarter stats of
He's just
any
been like
QB ever.
The decision making late in the game is just like
Lamar,
dude. Like you're better off just taking off and running, dude.
Yeah.
Like that's not even a good decision, but do it.
He has like 1 touchdown, 4 picks in the fourth quarter.
And he had that fumble too that cost him. Yeah,
just terrible.
Next, we have the 3-3 Atlanta Falcons taking on the 3-3 Cincinnati Bengals.
The hangover, the Super Bowl hangover, I think is over for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think they're going to blow Atlanta out of the water. I took them, and I took them to cover -6.5 or -6.5. I just think they're going to dominate Atlanta. Yeah. I really do. But that -6.5, the scary thing with that is that Atlanta just runs the football all game. So it could be a slow-paced game where Cincinnati doesn't even get the opportunity to score that many points.
Mm-hmm. So once again, you are making a fatal mistake here. The Atlanta Falcons are 6-0 against the spread this year. They cover that spread. It don't matter win or loss. They are covering. So give me the Bengals to win, but give me the Atlanta Falcons at +6.5. How can I go against it? I've gone with 2 weeks in a row Atlanta to cover, and they won one game and they covered the other one. And last week, I shouldn't even have done it. My only thing in my parlay that didn't hit was San Francisco money line, because I knew that the Falcons were going to cover, but I was like, I still think the Niners are just going to win. So give me the Niners money line. Nope, Falcons just beat their ass. So
Niners.
Now I have to pick the Falcons. Next, we have the 3-3 Green Bay Packers taking on the 2-4 Washington Commanders.
Easiest selection ever. Give me Washington. This Packers team blows. They're terrible. I mean, I can't even turn on a game. If you have any player in fantasy, put them on waivers. Nobody wants them.
Yeah, drop Aaron Jones.
Yeah, he's worthless.
Yeah, give me Washington. Washington won an ugly game on Thursday night.
That's what they do.
The Packers, they lose ugly games. Like Aaron Rodgers just getting sacked left and right. This team sucks. Washington, they got to make some sort of noise. It's Brian Robinson's season.
Yes,
give me Washington.
Shout out the Commanders.
Next, we have the 3-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yes, 3-3. Taking on the 1-5 Carolina Panthers.
The spread in this game is like 13.5 points, I think. Something just absolutely ridiculous, and it's hilarious. Carolina's so bad.
They're bad.
They're just in, I mean, when you get to the point where you're opting to listen to trade opportunities for your best player, your season's in the shitter.
Your best players, honestly.
Yeah,
like literally everyone they're talking about.
So I'm taking Tampa Bay by a mile. I'm not taking their spread because it's just so wide.
When I looked at it, it was -10.5, and I was going to do it, but I saw one after that I liked a little bit more.
Gotcha.
Because Tampa has had every game that they've had has been close. You lose to the Steelers last week, to Mitch Trubisky coming in for Kenny Pickett. Come on, Tampa. What are we doing? So you got to bounce back this week. Luckily, you are playing the worst team in the NFL. I think that is a pretty undisputed argument that Carolina's the worst. So give me the Bucs.
Yeah, Tampa Bay has definitely been underperforming.
I know, they have. Next, we have the 1-3-1 Houston Texans taking on the 1-4 Las Vegas Raiders.
I never would have guessed this Las Vegas Raiders team to be 1-4, to have one win going into week 6. I'm so surprised. I don't expect them to come out of week 6 with 1 win still.
Right.
I think they're going to whoop on this
week
Texans team. Oh, you're right. Last week was week
Yes.
6, duh. Week 7, Las Vegas Raiders. Dub.
Yeah, give me the Raiders and give me the Raiders -7. They
Terrible.
should stomp on Houston. It's just like, come on, -7. I get it. Damian Pierce, like, might be him, but they did say he's going to get 20-plus carries. Lovie Smith said he needs to get 20 carries a game. So hopefully it's K9 Rookie of the Year season, dude. I don't care. I understand that you don't think that he's like going to win it, but he's going to have that crazy season. So don't even try with Damian Pierce.
I mean, Breece Hall in New York?
Yeah, he could, but like it's not going to matter.
Okay.
When K9 has 150 scrimmage yards and 2 touchdowns every game, like
I think he will come in third behind Breece Hall and Damian
I
Pierce.
will take third. I mean, he's definitely not third right now. Like Olave's still ahead of him.
Algier might finish in front of him.
No, that's
I'm just saying
bad.
Olave might finish in front of him. You're right. JMO?
If he ever plays.
He won't. But I'm just giving you shit.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just giving you shit.
Oh yeah, Raiders -7 though. Next we have the red spicy hot 4-2 New York Jets taking on the 2-4 Denver Broncos.
It was hilarious watching Monday Night Football because you thought to yourself, Broncos might have figured it out. They look
I don't know. I never thought that to myself.
10 for 10 in the first quarter.
Still never thought about that.
I definitely was like, this might be this might be a good Broncos game. This Broncos team seems to be playing pretty well. Holy shit, can things change? The fourth quarter, it was so bad for the Broncos. Russell Wilson is so bad. This is my weekly shit on Russell Wilson and how bad he is. He was terrible. He is so atrocious. There is videos you can see zooming in on the wide receivers. They're just bitching about the QB not throwing them the ball. It is hilarious. I will never, their team, I will say this right now. The rest of the year, I will never pick the Denver Broncos.
Wow.
That's the first ever restriction
rule on
I
yourself. Wow.
put on myself. Give me the red hot Sauce Gardner, Breece Hall, Zach Wilson, Garrett Wilson led New York Jets team. I hope they crush Denver. I want them to just blow them out. Except this defense is legit. Denver's defense is really good.
So, like, what happens if you pick Denver, like, the rest of the year? Like, it just, like, doesn't count? Or
I'm
like,
just not going
But, like,
to.
what if you accidentally do? Like,
I hope you be
against the rules.
I hope you be a great co-host
I'll
and be
remember.
like, what are you
don't do
doing?
that. Yeah.
Like,
or I'll just let it slide and be like, it don't matter. Even if they win, it doesn't count.
some snake shit.
Listen, we do have to kind of speed this up a little bit. Barry Hill's telling me that I don't think the league pass is going to work for the Pistons. So
Shit.
we'll figure it out.
I knew it. League pass
But,
sucks.
Yeah, what the hell, dude? We
Just
can't watch
saying.
the Pistons on League Pass? It's the only team I want to watch. I
Like, that's
paid
the
for it.
reason I got it.
But anyways, the Denver Broncos are really, really bad. Thank God they're not on prime time. It's about damn time. They played 4 out of 6 games on prime time. And then guess where they play next week? Over in London.
It's basically a primetime game.
It is, but I'll just sleep in. I just
Yeah.
won't wake up. But I'm taking the Broncos to win this
my
game.
God.
This is the definition right here of a trap game. The
You're
Denver
right.
Broncos are favored to win. Everyone's going to put the house on the Jets. The Jets are the better team right now. They're the underdog. Why would you not take them?
Mm-hmm.
Give me Denver.
Yeah,
I don't have a reason why. That's my reason.
I would bet my house on the Jets. Like, I really would.
Throw it on the mortgage.
Yeah, they're on the lease.
All right, let's move on. Next, we have the 3-3 Seattle Seahawks taking on the 4-2 LA Chargers.
I think the Chargers are a better team. I don't think they've played that way this year. I've got the Chargers winning this game, but I am taking Seattle plus 6.5.
Okay.
I think that's crazy. That's Seattle's been too good for that line to be that big when the Chargers have been underperforming all year. So give me that line, Seattle plus 6.5.
I'm taking Seattle with the upset here. I'm kind of just feeling a little upset. Like the Chargers have been like not bad, but like
They've been pretty bad.
they've looked it's just really
Yeah.
They're injured obviously, so they're like the most injured team in the NFL. But I'm feeling a Seattle upset. I'm feeling a Kenneth Walker 200-yard 5-touchdown game. Sound familiar? Usually it's around this time of year when he likes to have games like that. So next we have the 4-2. Sorry, the state sucks this year, so I have to get in my
especially before October
I literally
31st.
can't talk shit this year, so I have to talk about last year a
Yeah,
lot.
definitely.
Next we have the 4-2 Kansas City Chiefs taking on the 3-3 San Francisco 49ers.
Give me the 49ers. Chiefs, 2 games in a row, lost. Calling it here. This is in San Francisco. Give me the San Francisco 49ers.
I'm taking the Chiefs strictly because I don't think they're going to lose 2 games in a row. So I'm taking the Chiefs. Sunday Night Football. We have the 2-4 Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the 3-3 Tua Tagovailoa-led Miami Dolphins.
Finally, we get to see him back in the field. Super excited. And for that reason, Pittsburgh sucks.
Yeah.
They're terrible. I'm taking Miami.
Yeah, give me Miami. Not going to pick the Steelers. Don't know who's starting for them. Kenny Pickett was a concussion, so there's a good chance he is back. But Tua is back. You see, he said he was like unconscious during that whole thing.
Dude. Why do you have to say that?
Yeah,
even?
I wouldn't. It's probably worse that you said that.
Yeah, don't do that.
But yeah, give me the Dolphins. Monday Night Football. We have the 2-4 Chicago Bears taking on the 3-3 New England Patriots.
Listen, New England's proved something to me. Bailey Zappi is him. I don't even know if he's actually starting this week. I think Mac Jones might be coming back.
I've been seeing like some weird like reports about Mac Jones. Like people don't like him in the New England organization or whatever.
No way.
Yeah, I know.
No shot.
It's just because Zappy has been.
Yeah, that is just horse shit. Give me New England among all the muck that they're digging through. That's what I want to say.
Just the NFL just loves putting horrible games on Monday and Thursday night. Thank God the Sunday night games are good. But yeah, Bears Patriots. This game sucks. Give me the Patriots because I'm not picking the Bears. Obviously, they suck too. So give me the Patriots. All right, let's do this list quickly so we can get to this game. We don't really have to go through like stats or anything.
Nah.
We know the stats. I wrote them down, but like we know. Top 5 NFL MVP race. You got any honorable mentions?
No.
I do, but like they're not that important.
Who cares?
Herbert, Geno Smith, Joe Burrow.
Herbert?
He
didn't even have a touchdown last game.
He's an honorable mention. That's
I guess.
That's why he didn't make the
you're
list.
right.
He still like leads the league in passing yards.
Yeah, he's terrible.
Yeah, I know.
I can't.
He actually doesn't. I think he's second in passing yards. But
my number 5 is Lamar Jackson, Mr. Can't close a game. He's the new old Josh Allen. I don't think he'll finish here by any means, but he's just the fourth quarter is just really leaving like this stink in my mouth and in my nose. It's real stinky.
That's gross.
That's why I got him here at 5.
My number 5 is Saquon Barkley, my only non-quarterback on this list. Leads the league in all-purpose yards by a non-quarterback this year, and he's kind of willing these like the late game touchdowns when they need it the most is how the Giants are winning these games from Saquon. Still feel like he needs to get the ball even more, honestly. But it's not Daniel Jones carrying this team. It's Saquon Barkley. He's number 5.
My number 4 is my only non-quarterback, Micah Parsons.
Ooh, okay.
He's just by far the best defensive player in the league. The Cowboys have been great thanks to their defense, and I think he's just the most invaluable player maybe to ever step on the defensive side of the football.
So does that mean Cooper Rush didn't make your list?
Yeah, Cooper Rush did not make my list. I did think about it, though.
Really?
If he's never lost.
Just kidding. He didn't. My number 4 is Lamar Jackson. Yeah, he should be higher, but like if they close out those games, he'd be higher.
Yep.
He's not, so he's number 4.
My number 3 is Patrick Mahomes. Again, I think the definition of most valuable player, when you watch him play, you can tell that he should every year, no matter what, be in the MVP.
Yeah, he kind of
talks.
seems like one of those, like a LeBron type guy where he could win it every single year. He's just not gonna.
Yeah, absolutely. You watch him, and it's like, yeah, that guy brings unprecedented value to his team.
Especially without Tyreek this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mahomes is number 3 for me. Everything you said. Tied for first in the league in passing touchdowns, third in yards. Been really good.
This could be where we differ. My number 2 is Josh Allen. My number 1 is Jalen Hurts. The difference between them is just the wins-losses column. Yeah, Josh Allen did just come off a humongous win over the Kansas City Chiefs. However, Jalen Hurts had a huge win over the Cowboys. Just as big, actually, in division and everything. So I took Jalen Hurts strictly off the fact that they're 6-0, and he's taken a leap this year, and he's just a monster. He's been so good all year. He had 2 touchdowns last week on 155 passing yards or something. It's a good week.
Yeah.
Damn good week.
Even though I took us over on yards, just didn't hit. That's whatever. Should have known. Cowboys.
Yeah, you probably got him at 2 for that reason.
I do. Jalen Hurts is my number 2. Josh Allen is my number 1. I'm giving Josh Allen the nod because I think the Bills are better and they're led by him. I know the Eagles are 6-0, and I think Jalen Hurts is still really good too. But Josh Allen has beaten some really good teams this year, and it continued obviously in the last game, and he just does it all. I mean, he's unreal. So he's number 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that's the podcast for you, everybody. Go watch the Detroit Pistons. We're going to go figure out how we can watch them. Bye.
Bye.